Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mickstar, and this is my review on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So, I'm gonna be going through the whole game timeline and saying if I liked it or not, and then give my thoughts afterwards. So, when we start the game, we have the 3 initial paths that we can pick from. That is good. I actually like that. Well, because of there's no actual evil team, it's just a bunch of delinquent students. I like how it was implemented, and unlike all the other games, they wasn't all the same type. So yeah, you face different types, which is good. The bit with Arvin was also good, because that also got to help you increase the strength, the capabilities of your legendary, which I also enjoyed. And then we have the getting the 8 badges. Okay, that is kind of I don't know, sort of iffy a little bit, because I know I said I was going to probably do this later, but I'm just throwing this in now. If it was like going to be, you can do it whenever you want, right? Why couldn't they have, I don't know, basically matched their level to yours? So basically, the gym leaders level up with you, or I don't know, there's like multiple different, I don't know, scenarios. So yes, you can fight them in any order, but depending on the order you face them will change the amount of Pokemon they have and what level and what evolutionary state they're in. So the first one is always 2, and then the last one is always 6. They could have done that, but then that would have been so many different outcomes. So it's basically 8 times 8, which is 64 different variations on that. Which, okay, that might have been a bit tough, but it's a game on the Switch. It should have been able to handle stuff like that. So that's the slight notch at that bit. Well, as I said, the other 2 paths were good on how they were implemented. Then there's the path the bit that leads after that, which is where you go into Area 0 and fight the Sada or Toro, depending on which game you're playing, to stop them and stop the time machine, which was all implemented good, and how your legendary got basically out of its slump, and then you could actually start using it properly. But I don't know, I kind of feel like there's something missing after that, which I don't know how it would have been implemented. Because yes, with Toro, this could possibly have been done, because he goes to the future. He sort of, I know it's the android which is basically on his last legs, basically. He could have sort of invented something like to do with the time machine to come to, I don't know, to send messages back to Arvin about, I don't know, stuff like what he's up to, how much his dad loved him and all that, even though he wasn't always there. But then it's just the same like doing that with Sada, which basically stuff like that would have had to have been like carved into rocks or something, which basically people would have found anyway. So yeah, that might have been a little bit tricky. But, I don't know. I just think something like that should have happened at the end to, I don't know, round it up a little bit. To close it all off. So yeah, Toro did that, and Sada did the exact same thing. Both sending messages to Arvin, which you and Arvin would have had to have gone round and found. Which, yeah, I would have liked that. Something extra to do. And then we have the DLC, which is basically all about helping Ogerpon taking on the Disloyal 3. I know it's the Loyal 3, but I'm saying Disloyal, because that's what they are. Disloyal 3. And stopping them, helping Ogerpon get his mask back and all that. Fighting him, catching him, which, yeah, I did like the whole thing there. It was actually interesting. Then we move on to Blueberry Academy, which, same again. I liked everything about that. The different biomes, the whole battle, the Elite Four there, so you can fight the champion of their club, which is possessed. Well, you could say possessed Kieran, but then again, I did say it was possessed from. If you watch my videos, possessed from a certain point anyway. But yeah, which is all good. Which, yeah, I enjoyed. But yeah, again, no, I'll leave this to the end. As I said, all good. Okay, one nitpick with the biomes, that yes, the field was spring, the beach was summer, the snowy mountains was winter. But can someone honestly tell me, how is mountains autumn? Can someone tell me how? How does that work? Black and White, the Unova region, their gimmick was the 4 seasons. So basically, they should have kept with the 4 seasons going back to Unova with Blueberry Academy. They should have made it like an autumn area. Fallen leaves, discoloured leaves, same leaves on the ground, like falling. I don't really know how they would have done it, but then again, they did it in black and white to make the 4 seasons in that. They could have basically sort of copied near enough what they had there. Not just say, oh, it's the mountain area. That is going to represent autumn. That was the one nitpick. That one section. That one biome there. That's my only nitpick with that. Then afterwards, we had the epilogue, which, yeah, I know it's just a small epilogue to wrap everything up. But I did think it was kind of short. But as I said, it's just one small thing to wrap everything up. But I still think there could have been a little bit more battles in that than what we had. We basically had 4, right? Yeah. We had the first battle, which was a 2. Second battle was a 4, I think. Yeah, then the last one was a 6-on-6. Which, yeah, I felt a little bit lacking. Only 3 battles in that whole thing. So, yeah, I kind of felt a little bit sort of depressed with that. But since it's because it's at the end of the game, everyone should have at least had 6 Pokemon. Regardless of who they were. All having 6. That would have made it a little bit more, I don't know, longer, more challenging, I don't know. But everyone at that point should have had 6. So, yeah, and then catching the Pecharan, or whatever it's called, was fine, was good. Oh yeah, I also forgot within Blueberry Academy, catching Trapagos. Yeah, that was good too, especially on the way how it was implemented. You Terrestrialize, knock him down, knock his shield out, he takes your Terrestrializing power off you, and then he puts his shield back up. I kind of found that quite fun. And then realizing when you don't Terrestrialize and you take out the shield, and then you don't Terrestrialize after that, he can't put your shield back up again. I like that. You think outside the box, sort of. But yeah, that's like the whole storyline of Pokemon what we had. And as we all know, a review has good and bad points, which I'm going to take. Which some of them I've already said, good and bad points. But yeah, good points. The whole game, yeah, that was good apart from those little nitpicks. And the Pokemon that you could catch. Yeah, I know. But now there are quite a few bad points that I want to kind of like bring up. Like, as I said with I've already talked about the gym leaders, which saying that how they could have done to implement it and made it better, but yeah, that's that. But one thing that I didn't like is the fact that, yeah, in each biome there's only I don't know how many trainers there are, because I haven't really looked into it or battled every single one of them, but I do know a fact that none of them have 6 Pokemon. The highest is 4, and if I've looked at one area. Oh wait, no, this. No, just going back to the original. I was actually jumping ahead and going to the Blueberry, but that is still the same thing. Is that trainers do not have more than 4 Pokemon. What happened to the rare 1 or 2 that are standing in front of a lake? Oh yeah, there's no fishing rod in this game, so basically we can't actually fight a fisherman, but there's still Magikarps in the game. What happened to the one person standing at a lake that has 6 Magikarps? Or, if we can't fight him a second time, what happened to the person who, take that little step forward, has 6 Gyarados? What happened to that person? I know what, no fisherman, no, that person doesn't exist. So, yeah, the amount of Pokemon that trainers have, which is a nitpick, which can, as I said, it can follow on to each of the DLCs. And like I already sort of touched on that when I was talking about the epilogue, because it was 2, 4 and 6 in that order, I'm pretty sure, of the Pokemon you had to beat, which is basically the exact, which every other trainer around has 2, 3 and 4, and hardly ever anyone, not many people have 4. So yeah, a nitpick with it is the amount of Pokemon trainers have. None of them have 6. Technically the only ones that have 6 is the final person you fight with at the end of any of the main storyline routes. That last person is the only one who has 6. That's I just don't see a point. Well, actually, with the actual when you're in the Pokemon League, yeah, Gita and Nemona have 6, but yeah, that doesn't actually mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. But yeah, that's that. And another thing that I noticed, which I don't actually like. I'm still wondering why. Why did they have 2 sets of experience share all in there? The broken one, which I have said every single time when I play a Pokemon game, or when you actually hear me talk about it, because I think ever since, was it Carlos? Ever since they put experience all in that, it's been broken ever since. They've never been able to fix it. Even though I have, or was it black and white? Either way. But I have heard that stories of saying that they're trying to fix it, but they never do. They just leave it as is. But the other one that's in there is the original experience share all from Red, Blue and Yellow, which you see when you're basically fighting them in the overworld. There's 2 sets of experience share in that. Why? Why can't they just have the original one that they had from Red, Blue and Yellow in today's game? Oh wait, I know. People whine and complain. But that is what it was. Why change it? Oh, but then again, they changed it from that because, yeah, there wasn't held items back then, so that was the way they could do it, which was actually the proper way. Then when they made it as an equipped item, all that experience gets shared between 2. But then, as we all know, when it's split between all, it's, yeah, the one who's participating gets half. Everyone else gets the exact same. So basically, there's 200% extra experience that shouldn't exist. Which I always find there's a little... is why? What's the point? You make the game way too easy. And then, because talking about easy goes into my third thing I want to talk about, is the fact that the game was way too easy. Especially the Pokemon League. Everything was way too easy. I didn't even have to terrestrialize at all during the whole thing. I beat the league without it. I beat Gita without it. Gita was... I don't know what they did, why they decided to do that, but they screwed up her lineup completely. And yes, I have heard that when you fight her in the actual star tournament or whatever it is, the rematch of the league, what they put in, is that yes, she fixes her team then, but why couldn't she have the team fixed for her actual championship match fight? Why? Was there a reason for that? No. It was basically was it, oh, we want everyone to actually get through it. Yeah, you want everyone to get through it anyway. It's either they get through it as normal, or they do like what I used to do way back, is before going into the league, stock up on revives, potions, which a lot of people do anyway still, and then go through. Yeah, you can get through it. You do not need to weaken the league just because you want everyone to get through. They will find a way through, regardless of how difficult it is. They'll take a cheap tactic. Yeah, like, like the cheap tactic I had to do in the in Blueberry Academy. You know, yes, I could have probably switched at that point to my actual team, but the initial test was to fight the battle with Pokemon that you just caught from the Blueberry Academy. So I stuck with it, and I basically got a cheesy victory by using Lapras and Perish Song for every single fight. Yeah, people do that if they have to. But as I said, that's the only fight I sort of had problems with because it wasn't my team. If it was my actual team, I would steamroll him. But because the game decided to throw that in, and I decided to just keep my team as it was that I was using for that purpose. Anything else that I want to talk about before I actually end this? So I've talked about how weak the game was. Oh yeah, and then they decided to put all the difficulty from the original league that's supposed to have been hard at Blueberry. What was the point in that? And yeah, as like I went on back before at the beginning, every single trainer at Blueberry Academy should have had 6, regardless, because you've already gone through the game. You have met people with 6 Pokemon. Everyone in the Blueberry Academy should have 6, regardless. Teachers, students, whatever. Anyone you fight there, everyone has 6. But no, they decided, everyone's going to have 2 and 3, and only 2 Pokemon, 2 trainers in each biome are only going to have 4. Yeah, that's a good way to ruin a game. Having no challenge whatsoever. Having no thing to even trip you up by having a few trainers with 6 Pokemon. And, okay, I can't really think of anything else. But one more thing I can actually say is Pokemon and Overworld, because of all this, does not go together. Pokemon does not suit an open world. It suits semi-open world or no open world with just like Legends Arceus. I think that was semi-opened, and then fully closed off was the original games with the routes and all that. It suits those two. It does not suit open world. And basically as well, they got rid of a mechanic in Scarlet and Violet which all the other games had, which was when an NPC, yeah, I was trying to get, I had trouble getting that word out for some reason. I have no idea why. When an NPC sees you, you battle. Where was that throughout the whole game? You could just walk up to someone and go, "Hi, are you going to battle me? Oh, I have to click on you but to instigate it? Yeah, you know what? The game is already easy. I do not need you making it more easy." And just walk away. You don't have to fight any random trainer battle. Any trainer battle. You do not have to fight a single one. So, yeah, that was stupid. You should have had them still with the distance, and they come up to you and fight you. You do not have to instigate the fight first. And so, yeah, that's a lot of things that I liked and did not like, and a few things on how I would have liked it to have been changed to be better. Oh yeah, and one more thing. Please, for the next one, can you bring back the shiny sound? Please? Why did you get rid of it in the first place? Hey? if you're saying it was for space purposes, so the game could actually fit, no, that's not going to cut it. You already cut back with the graphics. The more distance you are away from a Pokemon or from anything moving. But if you combine that with Legends of Arceus, I'm pretty sure they had, I know it's been a while since I played, but they had more coherent moves than Scarlet and Violet had at a distance. So, yeah. Game Freak, do better. Go back to the original. Semi-open world, no open world. Open world completely sucks for Pokemon. And if it continues going like this, I'm pretty sure loads of people are just going to drop the game completely. So basically, Pokemon being a giant cash cow for Game Freak is going to end up being one of its worst IPs basically out there, because no one is going to want to play it, because if they keep these issues in, then everyone's going to say, what's the point? There are games that do this stuff a hell of a lot better. Even old fan games can do better than that. And that's saying something. That's done by actual just people who love Pokemon games and all that. Make their own because they know Game Freak will never give it out. Even fan-made stuff can actually make the world scale up with you. And yet Game Freak can't. So, yeah, Game Freak needs to pull its head out of its ass and get good ideas, better, I don't know, not better hardware, because the hardware can already handle it with every other game that is more graphically advanced than to what Pokemon has. So, yeah, it can already do it. They just need to implement it into their games. If not, as I said, everyone's just going to drop Pokemon and then that's it. The IP of Pokemon is going to be valued at next to nothing. And I don't want that to happen. Because I've been playing Pokemon games since the beginning. Red, Blue and Yellow. I've loved it ever since. I do not want to lose it. I find it hard to lose stuff anyway after I've actually found something that I like. But if things keep happening like this, it's gonna happen. Maybe not by me, but by a lot of other people. But yeah, that is it. That's the end of my review. And yeah, there's probably a lot more that I haven't actually touched on or remember to even say, but yeah, you can go to other people and see what they say. See if they agree with me, see if they don't, see what else they have to say. But yeah, that is going to be it. So, if you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe, bell for notifications, comment, and I will see you next time. Bye!